What's up, Lee Tribe, and anyone else new to the channel? My name is Lisa, and I am from PassiveShirtProfits.com. And today we are going to be talking about ranking your products for print on demand. How do you get sales? How do you get your products ranked? And I'm going to talk about a lot of things that many people miss with regards to learning how to rank your products. Because if you don't learn this, it's going to be very difficult to make sales. I mean, yes, you can just upload things on topics that you like and just hope for sales. And sometimes you might get lucky, but it's very helpful to understand what these individual sites like, and they're different. And that's what we're going to focus on in this video. So the first thing you need to know about ranking products, and this is not just for print on demand, this is for anybody ranking on any type of marketplace, any site that allows you to rank on their site for free. These rankings on these sites are controlled by something called the algorithm. You've probably heard me and other creators talk about this all the time. The algorithm is just a set of rules that determine how products get ranked. That's all it is. So one search engine, let's say Amazon, might put a lot of emphasis on the title, whereas RedBubble might put more emphasis on the tags. And that's really what we're going to zero in on, the differences here in this video. So one thing I've noticed is that a lot of you all do not take the time to read the actual FAQs and help section that these sites provide. TeePublic has one, Etsy has one. For example, all you have to do is type in Etsy tags in Google, and like the second or third results is Keywords 101, everything you need to know on Etsy. And it's a very, very, very detailed article that explains the importance of using categories, attributes, titles, what to do in your tags. And so many of these sites have these, but people seem to ignore them. And then they assume that all of these sites work the same, and they don't. So if you type in TeePublic tags, same thing, you'll get a similar article. And TeePublic even has a nice video explaining how to use tags, which can be very helpful. But as I pointed out, one site does not use tags the same way another site might use tags. For example, Etsy wants you to use all 13 tags. It says it in their seller's handbook. But RedBubble allows 50 tags, but they will say that you don't necessarily need to use all 50, just use 10 to 15. So again, follow these guidelines. However, we're going to talk about RedBubble a little later. Kind of take that and their advice with a grain of salt based on what's going on with their site right now. But most of them, you really do want to follow what they say because it does help. Now let's talk about TeePublic because they're a little unique compared to a lot of the other sites. If I type in popsicle shirt on TeePublic, the fourth result, if you notice, does not have popsicle in the title. And we're always kind of taught, oh, the title is the most important part of the listing. And in most cases, it really is. And notice this one as well. There's no popsicle in this title or this one. But if you click this design and go to the actual listing, you'll notice that it has popsicle t-shirt for the main tag. So TeePublic has a main tag and it has additional tags, which is unique to all the other print on demand sites. But this is important because this main tag weighs more than the other tags. And they even tell you that in their help section. It says, add a great main tag. Main tags are weighted heavily in our search and they should be specific and relevant to your design. What one word would you absolutely need in order to describe your design? That's your main tag. TeePublic also says, don't add redundant tags. So if you have cute popsicle as a tag, you wouldn't need to add popsicle by itself again because you've already included that. That's something to also pay attention to when you're looking at the various rules because many of them have different rules on this. So when you look at something like this, you go, oh, okay, all I have to do then is just put whatever I want to rank in my main tag and I should be good to go. Not exactly, because there's other things that go into ranking products. There's something that's very important and it's called the conversion rate. So the conversion rate is the percentage of times your design converts for either a click or, more importantly, a sale. So if your design is converting 10% of the time, it shows up for popsicle t-shirt, but all the other shirts are converting at 3%, typically your design is going to perform better. That's how most of them work. There are going to be some variations from different sites. And obviously we don't know what the actual numbers are, but we do know that conversions are very important. So it's not that this person just had to do popsicle t-shirt and they were good to go. it also has to get clicks and sales. So if you're trying to compete for very competitive terms, you're not just going to be able to put any keyword you want here and rank and get sales. That's why we're always emphasizing it's important to look for lower competition keywords. So a lower competition keyword on a site is relative. It's a lower amount of results compared to some of the other keywords that you might be researching. So if you're doing research on TeePublic and you see that this keyword has like 50,000 results, but then this other keyword you're researching only has 2,000, then the 2,000 result one is probably going to be easier to rank for. But a lot of newbies come right in and they try to go for those broad competitive keywords. And it's hard to get your designs ranked because there's so many people competing for those, especially with TeePublic because of this main tag. And it doesn't mean that the other content doesn't influence the ranking, but they're telling you that main tag is very important. So if you're trying to break into TeePublic, you want to go after keywords that don't have as much competition so you can get your design seen with that main tag. Now, I want to rant a little bit because if you upload a print on demand, you know that RedBubble has problems. They have tag spamming problems, big time. So basically, people are loading up their listings with all kinds of irrelevant tags, and it's working. It's causing them to rank. Here's what a lot of tag spammers don't understand though. Just because you can get your terms or your designs to rank for these random terms, it doesn't mean that you're going to actually sell. And what gets me is that RedBubble, TeePublic, same company now, right? So why can't RedBubble adopt TeePublic's strategy here? Because this is a much, much better strategy that will help guard against spam, because by letting one keyword control the rankings more, it's much harder for people to spam the engine by just loading a bunch of random keywords and ranking for those keywords. So why not adopt this strategy? I don't get it. So the problem with RedBubble is that you can rank for irrelevant tags. Now, these people who are doing that are probably not selling. Let's use an example. So if I'm on Amazon and I'm typing blue ball and I get an orange frisbee that shows up because somebody who's selling the orange frisbee put blue ball in their tags. There's no tags on Amazon, but whatever. It doesn't mean I'm going to go, oh, you know what? I don't want a blue ball. I want an orange frisbee instead. Click, let me buy. That's not how it works. So these tag spammers are just literally cluttering up the results. They're not making a lot of money, but they're preventing people who have good designs that are relevant to those keywords. They're preventing their designs from getting seen. Now, I will say this, I don't have a lot of the problems you all have on RedBubble because I don't do the trends. And that's one reason I like to stay away from the trending designs. There's much less spam on some of the evergreen topics out there, but the tag spamming problem is huge. And they could fix this easily by putting less emphasis on the tags and maybe introducing one main tag the way TeePublic does, or they can put more weight on the conversions. Which designs are actually selling when someone types in that keyword? Now let's talk about Amazon. So for Amazon, the title is very important as well as the bullets. Now, there's another area for the product description that's at the bottom of your listing. That doesn't actually control the rankings on Amazon, but Google reads that and other search engines will read that info there. So what a lot of people do, they'll take whatever they have in the bullets and they'll put it down in that lower product description so they don't have to come up with something else to say. The reason why I know the title is important because I've actually sold t-shirts on Amazon without any bullets, just to test. And again, it was a low competition phrase, niche. So when there's not a lot of competition, you don't need to put a lot of descriptions and bullets because there's no one else competing for it. I just happened to get in on a pop culture trend early. And so I said, let me see if I can get this to rank and sell without using any bullets. And I did. So the title is the most important part. The bullets are secondary. But again, once your design starts getting those sales and the conversions, that ultimately will control how your design is going to rank over time. Now, I've heard a lot of you guys say, I don't understand why my designs are not ranking on Amazon. I never see them. Amazon does a lot of rotating. You might do a search on Amazon and then you'll see 1,000 results, but then the next day you'll come back and there'll be 4,000 results. It's like, what happened? They're constantly rotating designs. I don't fully understand what's going on in the back end. My guess is that because there's so many people uploading, they're constantly having to rotate so our designs can get seen, because pretty much everybody's design will get a chance to rank for the keywords that we put in our title and our bullets. But it's up to us to get those good click-through rates. That's why you want to have relevant designs. That's why you want to have eye-catching designs. That's why you want to make sure that your designs are big enough so people can see them on phones. Because if your design's not getting clicks for the keywords that you're titling, no one's going to see your design over time. It's just going to fall off as they rotate more designs in. But the title is number one. So whatever keyword I find in that autocomplete when I'm doing research, I definitely want to make sure those keywords are in the title. And it doesn't always have to be in that exact order, but I like to start there. And then maybe I'll do another design and then title it a little bit differently, just so I can have some variation. And again, when I do that second design, I don't just upload a carbon copy of that same design. It will be a different design because I don't want to spam, the engine or whatever. So yes, Amazon pays a lot of attention to the title, and then the bullets are secondary. But again, for most of these sites, it's all about the conversions. So the bottom line is, you guys, before you upload to any of these sites, always make sure you check out the FAQs. Almost all of them have some type of guidelines for how to use titles, how to use tags, keywords, and all that. Click-throughs and sales matter the most at the end of the day. So if you're not getting sales, either A, you're using keywords or targeting keywords that are too competitive, so your design is never getting seen, or if it is getting seen, no one's clicking it and it's falling off. Target those lower competition keywords. Let me tell you guys a story. So if you read my beginner's guide to print on demand, I talked about a teacher shirt that I sold back in the day. It was a grammar shirt. And initially it was ranking for grammar shirt, right? Which was a little bit more specific. It was like a grammar teacher shirt or something like that. A more specific phrase than teacher shirt. Well, after it started selling so well, after about 2 or 3 months, it then started ranking for the broader teacher shirt. So this is why you start with the lower competition phrases in these broader niches, because a lot of times when your niche down idea sells really well, Amazon will say, hey, well, let's test this and see if it'll also convert for the broader, more competitive term. And if it does, it ranks for that term too. So that's why when you go to Amazon and you type in teacher shirt, you might see some results that are not just specific to teacher. It might be a narrowed down version for a teacher shirt. I wasn't targeting just teacher shirt. I was targeting grammar teacher or whatever the keyword was. And ultimately, it began to rank for teacher shirt because it converted so well for that phrase as well. These algorithms are constantly shuffling and testing our designs all the time to make sure that it has the best converting designs out there. And then they're refreshing those indexes, especially Amazon. TeePublic and RedBubble doesn't refresh as much, but Amazon refreshes all the time. So hopefully this has helped you guys. I know this was kind of a longer video than I really wanted to make. Be sure to rate, comment, subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later. By the way, if you're new to print on demand, be sure to check out my complete guide for beginners. It is incredibly detailed with examples and guidance, perfect for a newbie or if you're struggling with your sales. Simply visit passiveshirtprofits.com, scroll down to the bottom, and click the thumbnail. See you there.